Today on Tiger TV News,
we look into the phenomena of books.
Find out what some people think about Christmas being too commercialized.
I am so excited.
Excitement is starting to build in Timberlake, and it definitely shows. So stay tuned to find out just what it takes to put on one of Timberlake's biggest events.
Tiger TV starts now.
Good morning, Timberlake, and welcome to today's installation of Tiger TV News. I'm Colleen.
And I'm Thomas. It feels like high school students spend all of their time reading.
And yet, many students spend their free time reading, so I was curious to see what makes it so appealing or unappealing. Reading is something taught at a very young age, and some students really love to read.
I absolutely love to read.
And for some, it just isn't for them.
I do not like to read.
In general, tigers are divided in whether or not they like to read.
I do not think in general people really like to read.
I think that students sometimes don't like reading what they're assigned in class.
Some students like reading more than other students. We don't want to stereotype students.
It seems like we have students who come in and they read all the time, but yet we also have those students who don't like to read so much.
Just as students' opinions of reading differ, so do their reasons for liking reading.
It's very relaxing and it calms my mind.
Students also have reasons not to like books.
It takes a lot of time.
I think it's a matter of just finding a book that they really would like to read.
Many students struggle with the point of reading, but for many, it's not so hard to see.
Well, aside from the fact that it's just important to have literacy in your lifetime so you can get a job or go to college.
Reading opens up a whole another level of learning.
There's something about reading that can't be replaced.
You know, Thomas, reading for pleasure actually isn't that uncommon.
Yeah, and I'm really glad to see a lot of kids getting out there and reading more.
I personally love to read. Half of my Christmas list was books.
Your Christmas may have been full of books, but for others, it has gotten way too commercialized. With Christmas being over, it made me wonder whether Christmas has gotten too commercialized, so I went out to see what other people have to think about this.
Yeah, I really do think it is way too commercialized.
Yeah, Christmas is quite a bit commercialized.
Like nowadays, all people really think about is like giving gifts to each other, and no one really thinks about spending time with family.
So exactly how did these students spend their Christmas?
Go to Boise, Idaho to see my grandparents.
I'm going to hang out at my house with my family, and then my uncle's coming to visit.
Going to my grandparents' house in Montana.
Going down to visit my grandparents in Missoula.
No matter how you spent your Christmas, I hope it was a very Merry Christmas for everyone. Regardless of how media has portrayed Christmas, I hope that you all had a wonderful one.
I know that I had a great Christmas, but now that it's over, all of my excitement has shifted to Battle of the Buck, which is only a week away.
Katie has gone behind the scenes to uncover all the hidden work it takes to set an event like this in motion. Katie?
Well, Thomas, a vast amount of planning and preparing goes into making Battle of the Buck possible, and the Timberlake leadership team puts in the most time and energy to make it happen. Battle of the Buck is an annual spirit competition between Timberlake and Priest River, and it takes weeks to plan.
We generally start right after Thanksgiving.
But why would the planning start so early?
It takes forever to do.
Because it's such a big deal.
It just takes a lot of work.
From lip syncs and cheers all the way to fundraising and assemblies, a lot of behind-the-scenes action goes on. But who is in charge of it all?
Within the leadership class, there's different committees, and each committee takes on a different chunk.
I am part of planning the lip sync.
I am part of the decorating committees.
It may seem like planning Battle of the Buck is not that hard, but Mrs. Rhodes thinks otherwise.
A lot more than you would think. By the time that night is done, the leadership kids are just exhausted.
Even though it is exhausting work, the leadership students say that there are aspects that make the whole process worth it.
For me, it's seeing how much fun all the other students have. Like,
When you see it, like for our decorating, when you see it up there and like, wow, look what we did.
Even Mrs. Rhodes agrees.
It's so worth it.
So if you've never been to Battle of the Buck, ask yourself this one question.
why would you not go to Battle of the Buck? It's the funnest time of the year.
Colleen, Battle of the Buck is always fun, no matter the results.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for watching Tiger TV News.
Have a great day.